Okay. What's up? Okay. Greetings. My name is Mihlali Leonard Kakane, and today I will be taking you through my part one of my POE. So for part one, we were asked to create a registration and login feature of what would eventually be called our um our chat app. So I'm just going to take you through my Java program and explain the different methods and tests that I made use of. So when the user first runs the program, what are they going to do? They are going to register. Let me just take you to my registration method. My registration method right here. So essentially, when the program starts, the users are asked for three things. They're asked for their username, their password, and their cell phone. All of these um, all of these values are passed into my register user in my login class. So my register user checks for three things. Is the username valid, which means does it contain exactly 5 characters and an underscore? Is the password complex enough? Uh, does it have the uppercase, a number, and does it have at least 8 characters? And finally, is the cell phone valid? What does that mean? Does the cell phone have either a zero or the South African International Code? These would be 20, all those numbers, the South African National Code would be 27. What handles these requirements, these parameters? Well, those would be my if statements. My if statements over here, this is for my if statements within my variables. Okay, so I have variables to check whether or not the things that were inputted are in the correct format. Okay, so I have check username, which makes sure that the length is 5 and the name contains an underscore. I have my check password complexity over here, which makes sure that there are 8 characters in the password. There's a special character and there's an uppercase. And then I have my check cell phone number, which makes sure there's 12 numbers. Um, and the number that was input has a 27 or a 0. Okay, so all of these things, when inputted, are checked. And if all of these pass, the method, which is register user, the method stores the values inside the instance variables and it returns the message. Okay. If they fail, there's also a return message or my error messages. I would like to say, username is not correctly formatted. Please ensure your username contains an underscore or is no more than 5 words, 5 characters. So from there, from registration, the user, if successful, the user would go to the login method. So this program, here the user enters the username and the password again. Okay, so the login user method compares the details within the stored instances, which are now in my getters. Oh, which uses getters using getters. It compares the details within my stored instances using getters. And if both of them match, um, it would return true. And if not, it would return false. So from knowing that, I have a return logic, return login status, sorry. So if it returns true, we would have, welcome back user, returns false, then, login failed. The user must try again. Um, yeah. So overall, my class login.java, this class handles the registration, um, validates inputs, and stores details, and it's just like the brunt of my code. So in my main method here, this is where I just have, this is where the user will, I'll put the code for the user to input these values that we need. So I have output messages, please enter your username, must be 5 characters long with an underscore. Please enter your password, must be 8 characters long with a number or special character. Please enter your cell phone number, must contain a 0 or the South African international code. Okay, so all of these are stored in variables, right here. And all of these variables are taken and put into my register user right here, my register user method. And if all of them check out, we output the result. And if the result is matches, registration was successful, then we can go into the program, will take the user into the login section. And the login section just follows a similar principle as, the registration. Output login section, please enter their username again, they put it in, please enter their password, they put it in again, and then yeah man, we just have our method and we input those variables into our method and our method handles everything for us. So let's just should I run the test first? No, let's just see this in action. We'll run the program and then we'll go straight into the tests. So let's do everything right before we do everything wrong and see these error messages. So please enter username, say v_1, a password. We will use my middle name, we will say @ and we will use 2. Please enter your cell phone number, so 276495320061. And then we see username was successfully captured, password successfully captured, registration was successful. Now we need to enter our username again. Said it was v_1, said it was Leonard at 2, and yeah, welcome back user. So they've registered, they've logged in, it's cool. Now let's do something wrong. Let's put the right username but the wrong password and the wrong cell phone. We're looking for 2 error messages over here. v_2 password what's a random international code for another country? 96464953206. Cell number is incorrectly formatted or does not contain international code. Please correct the number and try again. Password is not formatted. Please ensure the password contains at least 8 characters, a capital letter, and a special character. So as you can see, we input these wrong values and we got those error messages that we were looking for. When we go to the tests, so the tests were made to see specific parts of my methods, like if they work or not. You understand? So for example, over here, I have test registration and I input all these correct characters. And I should receive a registration was successful message, which is what like I said before, which is our success message, which is which is our success message, which is what's needed for the user to go into the login part of our program. Yes, thank you. Okay, so I have different tests for different things. For example, I have a call method with the wrong username. If the user inputs the wrong username, this is the error message that we want, that we're looking for. You understand? The username is not correctly formatted. Please ensure your username contains an underscore and is 5 characters. If the user inputs the wrong password, if the user inputs the wrong number, and then these error messages that are output is just testing whether or not these things return true, whether or not these are the things that would truly be outputs within our program. And then over here, we have if, like, after the user has registered, we need to see if the registration is successful if they inputs the same username and the same password, and that would, you know, assert whether or not the program runs for them. Yeah, we have test login features, or we have test login failure. Over here is if there's a different password, what would happen? Would the program, fail like we expect it to? Um, what would happen if they input the wrong kind of username? What would happen if they input the wrong kind of password? Like, for example, over here, if the password is missing characters, if the password is missing a number, if the password is less than 8 characters, we want our program to fail in these moments and give us that error message that we're looking for. And yeah, that is my program. Thank you very much.